Alright, so there's gonna be three main parts to these tacos. So it's gonna be the chicken, of course, the shredded chicken in the sauce. Then there's gonna be the tortillas that we're gonna make, you know, from the corn masa flour. And then there's gonna be the slaw that I've already pre-made. And by the way, if you want to learn how to make that curtido, just click up here in the card and I can show you how to do that as well. But those are gonna be the three main ingredients that are gonna bring these tacos together to make one delicious ass recipe. So the first thing that we're going to start with is the chicken. So it's chicken thighs. I already got some water boiling over here. Got another little pot over there. And I already cleaned it, already washed and rinsed it, but I did leave a lot of the fat on. That's because I'm going to shred this chicken. So all I needed to do is just kind of boil. What we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and throw it in the pot. We do still want to try to season the chicken in the pot, so we're going to take some bay leaves. What you want to do is you want to make sure you kind of crinkle them up. That's how you release those essential oils. Drop them in the water. Half an onion. Ooh, splashy. Couple cloves of garlic. This is a pepper that I used yesterday. I only used half of it, but we're going to use this also because it's just for the broth. We're not actually going to eat this, so it's just to season the water. That goes in. Black pepper, generous amount. Salt. Salt the water because that's going to get into the chicken. Take your spoon and just kind of mix everything up. What's going to happen is the top of the water is going to start to bubble up with all the chicken's impurities. When that starts to happen, you're just going to want to scoop it all out. But pretty much we're just kind of making a broth here and letting that chicken cook all the way through so we can shred it up. So just leave that alone for a little bit. Set it and forget it, baby. All right, so the next step that we're gonna do is we're gonna want to make the salsa for the chicken, right? That's where we're gonna take the chicken. After we shred it, we're gonna put it in the sauce and let it kind of gain all this flavor from the sauce. So with that, what we're gonna take is some dried chiles, chiles guajillos, chiles riquitos, chiles sequitos. All right, so what I've done now is I've taken some chile guajillos and I've placed them in this pot here. These are dried peppers, dried chiles, chiles secos, chiles ricos, chiles picositos. Now these chilies are dry, so they're not gonna be in the water very long because I just need to rehydrate them so I can get the flavor. So they're only gonna be in there for like a few minutes. I'm gonna take them out and then strain all the water out and just let them chill for a second because we're gonna use them in a sauce. They've only been in there for maybe a minute and a half and look, they're already puffing up. Give it about another minute or so and then I'm gonna take them out. All right, so these bad boys are good to go. Look, they all almost kind of doubled in size. Got a little, woo, steaming. A little colander here. They're good to go. Now it's time to make some salsa. So we're gonna use a blender. What we're gonna do is we're gonna take the other half of the onion, throw that in there, about 3 cloves of garlic. Those go in there as well. 3 tomatoes that I've cut up. These stay whole, so these are just fresh tomatoes. These are all going in there. All right, so what we want to do with these chilies is we want to cut the ends off. So that gets thrown out. And then you want to cut them in half because you want to open them up. So normally I would leave the seeds in, but I'm going to take them out. Ash doesn't like spicy food, so I'm not going to kill her with that stuff. So we're just going to take all those seeds out, or as much as we can. Alright, so got most of the seeds out, definitely left some in there, but now it's time to season. So we're gonna take some salt, black pepper, and ground cumin. Not too much cumin, just a bit. Gonna take a little bit of water, take a little bit more. Kind of almost want it to be covering it because all this stuff is about to unleash. You want it to be enough to cover the pan. So when you put the chicken in there, you can cover all of the chicken so it gains all that flavor. And then you want to put the top on and mix it up. Alright, so this is how it came out. Check that out. So yeah, you know, kind of chunky, but that's alright. We're going to run it through the strainer and all the good stuff is going to fall to the bottom. Now for this I got to be careful because I'm one-handed this, so taking that, there we go. Take a spoon. We want only the yummies. Only the yummies. Quality change real quick because my camera actually died. So I gotta switch back to my phone. So we're on phone mode right now. The video must go on. Plus like 90% of my videos were made on my phone anyway. So the show continues. Alright, so where we left off is we're straining this. We still gotta get the rest. So here's the rest of it. Alright, so once you finish getting all the liquid stirred out, then it should be all this yuckiness. Well, not yuckiness, but you know, it's all the residue that's left. So this is all the stuff that you don't want, so we're going to throw this out. Now after you wash and you get all the liquid, this is what you're left with. Look at that. Doesn't it look like an enchilada sauce a little bit? Boy, that's about to be it right here. This is it. Alright, so can't forget about the chicken. This is pretty much done, so it's time to take this out, strain out all this stuff, and then shred the chicken up. Alright, so I got all the chicken strained out. You can see it's still steaming. Took all the veggies and all the water out. Now I'm going to take 2 forks and I'm going to shred it all up. Alright, so I took all the chicken and I shredded it up with 2 forks. So you can see this is kind of what it turned out like. It's cooked all the way through. Reason I use 2 forks is because 1,
coronavirus!
And 2, because it's hot. I don't want to burn my fingers, so I just use 2 forks and I kind of just shred it. And now it's time to combine it with that sauce. So I've had a pan here that's been heating up. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take a little bit of avocado oil, pour some here in the pan. You want a decent amount here because you want to cook the sauce too before you add the chicken in. Here's the sauce from the blender. We're going to go ahead and pour that in here carefully. I'm trying to one-hand this. Nice. Take this wooden spoon and just mix it around. And we just want to let this come to a simmer before we add the chicken. So actually I just tasted it, but it needs salt. So we're throwing a little bit more salt in here. It's a little bland, so I need a little more seasoning. Now this is coming to a simmer. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the chicken and I'm going to transfer it and put it in here. I'm going to put the phone down though, not trying to spill and have that get all over the floor. The next thing that we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and make some tortillas with the Masa Brosa. But I'm just going to follow the instructions, and I'm going to take 2 cups of the masa mix and I'm going to mix it with 1.5 cups of water. In a bowl, I'm just taking the ingredients and I'm mixing them up together. And then with my hands, I'm going to start to knead it or just work that water into the masa until it becomes a nice, soft, pliable dough. Once the masa is ready, what you want to do is you want to pinch off a little bit of it, roll it into a little ball where it's nice and smooth. You're going to put it into your tortilla press, and you want to make sure it's between like a Ziploc bag or your 2 bag. So when you close the press and you make the tortilla itself, you can still peel it off without sticking to the ends of the tortilla press. It makes it easy because you just have to open up the bag and then the tortilla comes right off and you can put it right on the press, or in my case, a skillet. As you guys can see, the first one kind of came out a little bit funky. You really want them to look like is a little bit more round. So, you know, you guys know what a tortilla is, so just a circle. You're gonna cook it for about a minute on each side, and then the tortillas will be ready to eat. To plate the tortillas, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take 3 of the tortillas that I just made, put them on a plate, take that delicious chicken, pour it into the tortillas. I'm going to pour over a little bit of my cilantro and onion and jalapeno mix. Some of that slaw from earlier, again the description is below. And then the tacos are ready to eat. So that's how you make delicious, authentic chicken tacos in your own house during this quarantine situation. Even though you gotta sacrifice going outside for a while, you don't gotta sacrifice flavor. That's how you do it. If you like the video, go ahead and give it a thumbs up and make sure you share it out with all your friends and family. Hit the bell so you're notified the next time that I post a video. And if you're not already subscribed, hit the damn red subscribe button. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.